In Vedic astrology, Rahu acts as a shadow planet responsible for karmic illusions and sudden, unexplained friction in your life. Because these effects are diverse, a standard list of remedies can feel contradictory or overwhelming without a clear strategy. Managing this influence requires a localized system of resource allocation based on where the planet sits in your individual astrological chart. Effective remedies require a specific exchange. You must trade your financial capital, your daily time, or your behavioral freedom. Consistent karmic mitigation demands strict long-term adherence to these rules. You are essentially choosing a permanent discipline rather than a temporary fix. Before you choose a path, you need to audit your real-world capacity. You have to know exactly how much discipline you can maintain before you begin. This checklist shows the universal baseline defense. It requires chanting Rahu mantras 108 times daily and donating black items like sesame seeds or mustard oil every Saturday. Completing these actions consistently creates a general astrological shield against Rahu, regardless of its position in your chart. However, that shield creates a permanent, recurring drain on your weekly financial budget and your daily schedule. There is a premium alternative to this baseline. You can purchase and wear a hessonite gemstone, commonly known as a gomed. This requires heavy upfront capital. Furthermore, if the stone isn't professionally verified, you risk severe adverse effects to your daily life. Because universal fixes either drain your wallet or tax your daily schedule, the most efficient approach is to target the specific house Rahu occupies in your chart. We start with the first 4 houses. These function as the foundational pillars of your physical identity, family wealth, and domestic peace. This data matrix for House 1 dictates the terms for stabilizing your physical self. You purchase and wear silver, but you must also adhere to a strict behavioral restriction. You can never leave your head totally uncovered. For House 2, which governs wealth and speech, you donate jaggery or silver. Psychologically, you must abstain entirely from harsh speech during arguments. House 3 deals with courage and siblings. You channel chaotic energy into disciplined work by donating almonds and physical tools to those in need. This means giving up thrill-seeking hobbies. You have to exit office politics and stop gossiping. House 4 oversees the home. Securing domestic harmony, or vastu, requires donating milk and keeping Ganga Jal physically present in your house. The behavioral cost here is heavy emotional regulation. You must avoid family disputes and consistently defer with respect to your elders. Firmly, protecting your inner foundation requires the sacrifice of personal aesthetic freedoms and the maintenance of constant emotional self-control. The next 4 houses govern relational friction, bodily health, and external sudden changes. This matrix for House 5 outlines the requirements for intellect and children. You donate to students to foster pure creativity and to protect your offspring. The behavioral trade-off is severe. You must practice total abstinence from speculative risks, gambling, and recreational substances. House 6 governs enemies and health. You fortify your physical condition by committing your time to serve the sick, or by feeding black dogs. This demands submitting to a rigid diet. You have to eliminate all junk food from your routine. For House 7, concerning marriage and partnerships, you smooth relational friction by donating coconuts. In business, you must practice total, gray area-free transparency. There is a highly specific wardrobe restriction here. You must completely eliminate blue clothes and blue stones from your closet. House 8 governs transformation and the occult. You protect your longevity by donating to lower-class workers and hospitals. Confronting mortality through hospital charity requires psychological discipline. You have to resist the urge to seek quick fixes through black magic or obsessive occult practices. Mitigating external and relational friction requires an aggressive reduction of modern vices rather than a large financial investment. The final 4 houses dictate your high-level success, public authority, and spiritual losses. Look at this matrix for House 9. To clear the path for stalled luck, you must financially support education and spiritual teachers. This often requires submitting to traditional family orthodoxies, even if you personally disagree with them. House 10 governs career and status. You secure public authority by donating blankets or sugar to laborers. Advancing at work under this house precludes any use of bribes, political gossip, or professional shortcuts. For House 11, dealing with income and networks, you ensure steady financial gains by donating to NGOs specific to your field and avoiding blue clothing. You have to abandon clickbait and greed-driven digital networking. You must use social media strictly for positive connection. House 12 dictates losses and foreign travel. You mitigate financial loss by keeping a pristine bedroom and donating to institutions. The physical trade-off here is strict. You must eliminate daytime naps and dedicate your prime hours to spiritual practices like meditation. High-level karmic success demands sacrificing your ego, rejecting career shortcuts, and giving up physical comforts like sleep. Mapping these options on a quadrant chart determines your highest return on investment. The vertical axis measures cost, and the horizontal axis measures daily effort. Relying solely on material donations and gemstones fulfills the baseline karmic checklist, but places you high on the cost axis. If you do not pair those financial investments with behavioral discipline, the capital spent is largely wasted. Free behavioral house remedies offer a stark contrast. Altering your diet, stopping gossip, and changing your sleep habits map directly to the high-effort, low-cost quadrant. These behavioral changes cost exactly $0, but in exchange, they require immense daily psychological willpower and relentless consistency. If you are time-poor, leverage your capital to fund house-specific charities. If you are budget-conscious, commit to strict behavioral restrictions. True mitigation of Rahu's shadow requires a calculated, targeted sacrifice of either your time, your money, or your habits.